downstate. Well, the evening ended early for President Carter. Shortly before 10 o'clock, he made his concession speech.
You know, here we are. This is... We're all here but one now, and he was here, but they just took him off stage. It's way past his bedtime. But let me just say first of all, this has been, well, there's never been a more humbling moment in my life. I would have been not only humbled by the extent of what has happened tonight, even if it had been the cliffhanger that all of us, I think, were expecting, it would have been the same way, but just to have had the support of the people of this country. I consider the trust that you have placed in me sacred, and I give you my sacred oath that I will do my utmost to justify your faith. Earlier this evening, I spoke on the phone with President Carter. He called, John Anderson called, but the President pledged the utmost in cooperation in the transition that will take place in these coming months. I offered him my own cooperation. He graciously said that he wanted this to be the
Governor Reagan, we just wanted to show you what the map of the United States looks like as of 8 o'clock tonight.
Hey!
It's all yours.
All right. When that began to slide, I thought that maybe the world was going out just as I was getting in. But anyway, as I say, the President was most gracious about this. And now all across America, there are some people that I owe a great debt of thanks to. There they are. They're meeting tonight in our national headquarters in Arlington, Virginia. The National Committee people, the dedicated professionals who've made the campaign run, and in every state, in the counties, the cities, and the precincts, to all of them who worked so tirelessly, literally hundreds of thousands of volunteers, and I've seen them at work throughout the country on this campaign. I just owe them an immeasurable debt of thanks. To George and Barbara Bush, our running mates down in Texas, no one has worked harder than they have. We only crossed paths a few times on this campaign and had to go out of our way to do it because their schedule was so heavy. And I can tell you that we're going to have a true partnership and a true friendship in the White House. And now, as I said before, my family. I'm so grateful to them for the love, for the support, and for the hard work, because some of them were out on the campaign trail easily as much as Nancy and I were. And speaking of Nancy, she's going to have a new title in a couple of months. And it isn't really new because she's been the first lady in my life for a long time. Now, we'll share that a little bit in the future. You know, Abe Lincoln, the day after his election to the presidency, gathered in his office the newsmen who had been covering his campaign. And he said to them, "Well, boys, your troubles are over now. Mine have just begun." I think I know what he meant. Lincoln may have been concerned in the troubled times in which he became president, but I don't think he was afraid. He was ready to confront the problems and the troubles of a still youthful country, determined to seize the historic opportunity to change things. And I am not frightened by what lies ahead, and I don't believe the American people are frightened by what lies ahead. Together, we're going to do what has to be done. We're going to put America back to work again. You know, I aim to try and tap that great American spirit that opened up this completely undeveloped continent from coast to coast and made it a great nation, survived several wars, survived a Great Depression, and will survive the problems that we face right now. When I accepted your nomination for president, I hesitatingly, but I asked for your prayers at that moment. I won't ask them for this in particular moment, but I will just say I would be very happy to have them in the days ahead. And now just all I can say to all of you is thank you, and thank you for more than just George Bush and myself. Thank you because if the trend continues, we may very well control one house of the Congress for the first time in a quarter of a century.
Way up into the 400 category. It's going to be one of the major electoral sweeps of recent history. Certainly in this century, there's hardly been anything quite like this defeat that Jimmy Carter is taking tonight. He has won just 35 electoral votes, as you see. 415 have been won for Ronald Reagan. Just 4 states have gone to Jimmy Carter so far, and the District of Columbia. For that total of 35 electoral votes, it certainly isn't very much. And of the states that we have been looking at, I haven't looked over the entire national board yet. I was just doing some quick running down of our states here. As I said, Carter is leading, but it's a very narrow margin in Maine, Massachusetts, and Tennessee, and we can't call any of those races for Carter yet. Even so, that would give him only 7 states. This one more than Goldwater won. Reagan is leading right now in North Carolina and South Carolina in the counted vote.
This portion of election night is sponsored by General Motors, people building transportation to serve people. By a company called TRW, where tomorrow is taking shape. And by Citicorp Traveler's Checks. Travel the world with us. Now from CBS News election headquarters in New York, here again is Walter Cronkite.
Well, back here at our election headquarters, we've finally gotten Governor Reagan over that 50% hurdle he's been holding on to for most of the evening in the popular vote across the country. With 68% of the vote counted now, he's gone to 51% of the vote. And Jimmy Carter has dropped to 42% of the vote from the 43% he was holding.